Victorian Minister for Environment and Climate Change Ryan Smith visited the lakes recently to announce the allocation of $1.5 million to be spent over a 12-month period to improve water quality of the lakes, reduce the risks of pollution, update foreshore planning and support revegetation programs.
Well, I just wanted to say today, for a start, it is a beautiful day here down in Gippsland and it's a pleasure to be here. The $10 million commitment that the Victorian Government made to the Gippsland Lakes is an acknowledgement of our understanding of the importance of the lakes to the area, and certainly just talking to the Mayor a moment ago, he describes the lakes as the centrepiece of this region, and that's exactly true. And so this commitment was really an acknowledgement of that, and progressively over the last few years we've been able to fund a number of different projects that have added to the good environmental outcomes for the lakes. But it's not just about the environmental outcomes, it's also about recognising the tourism benefits of having a healthy lake and making sure that we can attract as many people down here to help the local economy and to obviously showcase what a great part of Victoria Gippsland is. Today we're announcing another $1.5 million that is going to fund 18 new projects that the Ministerial Advisory Council has recommended to us. These projects range from community and school engagement. It covers off on marine pest research as well as that nutrient management to make sure that we can deal with those algal blooms when they do come up. A lot of the work is around keeping stock away from some of the waterways that feed into the lake. It's about making sure that we can reduce the amount of sediment that comes into the lake. There are a number of projects that complement the work that's already been done. So a great investment by the government, and certainly we are being very well advised by the advisory committee on the projects that are going to bring these material benefits to the region and to the lakes.
The Gippsland Lakes Environment Fund has contributed to over 60 projects across the lakes and catchment, working with dozens of partner agencies, community groups and educational bodies.
Across on the shores over here, Painesville and parts of Eagle Point around the corner, development will happen there. Those towns are some of the fastest growing coastal towns in Victoria. And it's about, I suppose, finding a harmony between the right of people to develop and live on land, which we want to happen, and that important interface with the lakes, where we still do have remnant wetlands, bird life, and a whole lot of issues around urban stormwater. So with the funding for the Shire, we hope to kind of move towards best practice from the point of view of developing community facilities and private land, but also in the arrangements that are put in place to manage the Crown Reserve.
A bonus for the Minister was an opportunity to meet a leading expert on the lake's famous Burranan dolphins. Dr. Kate Charlton-Robb has been crisscrossing the lakes, seeking pods of dolphins and carrying out research to track them and monitor their behaviour, breeding and feeding patterns. Funding from the state government through the Gippsland Lakes Ministerial Advisory Committee is vital to her work.
So we've been out on the water this morning, and we're hoping to find our resident group down here.
Oh, fantastic. So how long have you been working on this now?
This is
when the funding kicked in. When was that?
The 2-year funding project. So this is our first year of this, but I've been working on these dolphins, with these dolphins since about 2006.
Oh, okay.
So when we were looking at the species description, so that was through the process of listing them as the new species, as you'd be aware, and then last year we had them listed under the FFG Act as threatened. So this is one of the only 2 known resident populations. So quite critical to be able to have a look at them. So that's what we're
So how often are you out on the lakes?
7 to 10 days every month.
Okay.
We're out here, and we're also having a look at in future surveys going offshore as well to see whether this resident population are going out of. And we also think there are some other dolphins of the same species coming in. So we want to know where they are and what they're doing and how much genetic input they're having for conservation values. So
very good.
Details of further projects supported by the funding can be found on this website.